Hi, while I do these candles because I have to prepare for a market, I wanted to share my out-of-body experience with you. So I've been practicing it for years. I'm not someone who does it naturally, but I always felt like there is more to this life than all this, like going to work, eat, sleep, and the next day doing the same thing. Many things never made sense to me. Like why people eat so much, why we have to do jobs that we hate so that we can live. We pay for everything, water, rent, utilities. We pay to exist on the planet that we are born. I always thought that basic necessities should be available for everyone so that we can have other experiences other than trying to survive here. I was always questioning religions and all this system that is built to control us and to put us into fear. So I've come across Darius J. Wright. If you don't know him, I think you should check him out. I started to watch his videos and I resonated with everything he's saying. So he is someone who does out-of-body experience and is trying to help us all wake up to the truth of reality. After watching his videos, I started to understand that everything that I thought mattered doesn't. All these things that we are attached to, nothing really matters. All that matters is that we start waking up from this game that we're in. And to do that, I think everyone should practice out-of-body experience so that we can see the truth for ourselves. Because it is hard to believe anyone nowadays, and the best thing to do is to see it for yourself. So I'm going to share my journey with you, hoping that I can help even a little. I know my videos don't get a lot of views, but if I get to help 10 people and those 10 people share with others, I am not doing it for nothing. So I had a few experiences. I remember 3-4 years ago, I was trying to meditate and get into the state of staying awake while my body falls asleep, but I practiced for weeks and nothing happened. Then one day I took a nap and I woke up because I felt a table lamp falling on my head and I had no table lamps. I don't know why I felt that at that time, but I heard a big noise like when you drop something on the floor or a pop of some kind. Next thing I know, I was in my hallway and I saw my sister and I said to her, "Oh my God, I did it." I got excited and I woke up in my body. And this was my first experience. Then my second experience was around that time as well. I woke up in my bed in the middle of the night and I saw a huge horse in my room and he was just standing there. And I was trying to wake up my sister to ask her what the hell the horse doing in my room, and then I went back to sleep. And that's it. That one was a short experience. Then months passed and I went working in the mountains. I was living where I work and I did this ritual. I was looking for a familiar and I sent the message in the woods. I did the call with offerings and everything, and that night I was sleeping alone in the refuge where I was working in the middle of the woods, and I woke up. I looked up and I saw a lot of sparkling balls. Like, it was so beautiful. I said, "Damn, that spell worked," because in the same day I did a spell to enhance my psychic abilities so that I can connect more easier to the spirits that heard my call and would like to work with me. And so I see all those colors swirling and it was so beautiful. My room seemed to look the same. So I went downstairs. I saw the fireplace and the fire was still running, and then I heard my name and that voice freaked me out. And so I woke up in my body and I couldn't breathe because it was so real, I couldn't believe. And then I had a dream where a deity came forward and it was her who called my name. Fast forward, years passed and I didn't had another out-of-body experience until this year. I guess it was so intense that I just shut down all of that. So this year I started meditating, and even though I can meditate for hours, my longer was around 3.5 hours, it still never happened when I tried to. I went to bed one night and I woke up feeling all my body vibrating, and then I remembered what was happening and I said, okay, I'm going into sleep paralysis. This is good. So I felt everything, like all the process, not being able to breathe and everything, but it wasn't that bad for me, just because I'm never fully aware and it's the first time that I get to feel that. I usually just wake up out of my body. I never really stay awake during this process, so for me I usually skip the sleep paralysis and all that. So I get out and I find myself in one apartment. I still remember seeing a blue chair, that those you usually use to chill or read books. I saw a woman with blonde hair. She was just standing there. I felt no fear or anything, but then I felt a vibration and I thought, I'm going back to my body. And I said, no, I won't go back. And I thought, okay, I'm out so I can fly. And I jumped out of balcony that seemed to be a second or first floor. Then I see a tiger walking towards me and I'm thinking, I'm not afraid of him. And for some dumb reason, I tried to fly underneath him and then I woke up. It could have been some being that could guide me through what I saw there, because it seemed like a past life. And the woman that I saw could have been me in a past life. But I was so focused on not being afraid so that I don't end up pulled back in my body, that at the end I did wake up. And then there is my last experience. It was around a month ago. My wife went hiking, so I was home alone after lunch. I went to take a nap and I was thinking to myself, it's such a beautiful day. I was tired, so I was sure I will fall asleep. And I said, okay, if I can, it would be nice to try and stay awake while my body falls asleep. And I did. I felt the vibration and I was thinking, if I can get out, or it's still early and I have to relax more. Then I went sinking in my bed and found myself on the floor. And then the moment I thought that, what if I see something scary or something? Something did appear, but I didn't see it. For some reason, it was trying to choke me. And I thought to myself, I shouldn't be afraid. I guess this being is trying to help me or something. And because I knew I don't need to breathe, I felt nothing, because in your soul body, you don't need that. It's this body in this physical plane that needs oxygen and all that stuff. Then I don't remember if it was before or after the being came, but I did saw my room and it was more clear, more bright. The sun looked even better and I thought that I didn't get out of my body and I should relax more. Then I heard my wife coming home and I said, okay, she's back, let me get up. And then I woke up and no one was home. So at the end I was out and I could have just went exploring, but I wasn't sure because it was so real. My advice to you is not to question too much. Once you know you are out, just get out of your room, far away from your body, so that you don't end up back in again. I hope me sharing my experience help others to try it, and that being was something I'm sure I manifested myself, because on the other side everything you think becomes reality in seconds. That's why it's important to work on your fears. If you are still here, I thank you for listening. Let me know in the comments your own experience. If you want to support this channel, I will link my Etsy shop in the description down below. Have a beautiful weekend and see you in my next one.